Hi guys, welcome to Program Paradise, where I offer tarot readings and other intuitive and mediumistic offerings. Um, so this is my first video. I'm a little nervous, but I really want this to go well. This reading is going to be focused on finance and just overall material abundance for 2020. So I'm really excited to offer this to you guys and wish me luck doing this reading. All right. So yeah, pick a card. If you've never done it before, you're just going to use your intuition to pick one of the piles here, 1 through 5. And I will have the timestamp for each one of the piles down in the description box below. So just pick the pile that calls to you the most. Oftentimes what I do when I do pick up pile readings for myself is I close my eyes and I visualize the piles in front of me, and then I wait for one to kind of like pulse at me. That's just one way of doing it. There's a lot of ways of just figuring out which is the right pile for you. But don't think about it too much. Just kind of go with your gut and pick the one that is just bleh. Pick the one that you're called to the most. All right. So yeah, let's move on to the readings. Over here. All right, so finance and abundance, material abundance for 2020. All right. So we're going to start off with pile 1. Okay. Hi guys. So if you picked pile 1, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to start off here with the first card. Oh, well, this is a really good card to get. So manifestation. I mean, it sounds like you are trying to manifest something, which makes total sense. If you are trying to, if you're even looking into abundance in 2020, what I see in this card is that there's kind of like an angel, like a couple of wings shaped here, and of course the sun. So there's like an angelic presence that either, or divine presence that you need to work with or focus on in order to manifest the material abundance you are seeking in 2020, and that includes money. Okay, so now let's look at the current situation you are in. Okay, so we have the Strength card, and that's clarified by the 9 of Swords. Okay, so it kind of seems like right now, you actually seem to already have like a lot going for you in terms of your material and financial success. A lot of people see you as already successful, already. Oh, there's an ant walking over this card. So yeah, and it's the middle of winter. That's really strange. So yeah, there's something that is crawling beneath the surface. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's also crawling over here, over the manifestation card. Okay, so there's something bothering you, And that's confirmed by the card that's clarifying the strength card here. So you might actually, unbeknownst to people around you, you might have actually a lot of anxiety under the surface. It might almost feel like, it's like there's something, it's like a fly is buzzing in your ear. You might be having some trouble sleeping. So you're not really feeling comfortable, even though it's like you are where a lot of people wish they could be. You don't feel comfortable with where you are. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at what your goals are here. 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands. Okay. I'm getting that you want to be it's like you don't see yourself as successful enough or hardworking enough. It's like you feel like you are not getting like the respect you deserve as a business person or whatever it is you do to make money, whatever it is you do in your career. I'm wondering if you do anything that has to do with travel, just because this looks like a map back here. So I wonder if you do any kind of international business. Maybe there's like it's like you deal with countries where the culture is very different, and so it's very hard to communicate. Like here, this guy's like trying to have an exchange with this woman, but he looks a little bit confused, and it doesn't really seem like the transaction is going that smoothly. And it's like making you feel the difficulty in communication is making you feel less confident about what you do in your career. And so that might be why it's like you feel like you're never doing enough. If you guys get any background noise, it's just because I have roommates, so I do apologize for that. Yeah, so the 9 of Wands again, it's like with the ship on the ocean here, it does again like give me the sense that you do some kind of international business. But you can kind of see how like the oceans are really rough here, and so it's like there's a lot of you have a lot of emotions around doing this kind of work. I mean, just the fact that maybe you have to physically be traveling too, and so that could be taking a toll on your health. Because you're traveling all the time, and that tends to be pretty hard on the body, especially if you're changing time zones, that kind of thing. So I'm sensing that maybe you want to change careers or do something different that is less stressful for you, but will still afford you the like financial success and reputation that you would like. Like it seems like you would like to be in a high position and be recognized for that. All right, so let's take a look and see what is holding you back here. Okay, so we have the Strength card again, the Six of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Two of Cups in reverse. All right, so because the Strength card showed up here again, and this is from the before tarot, I believe. Yeah, this has to do with your ego, is what I'm picking up on. It's like because you already kind of occupy this important position, even though it's not the position that you actually want to be in, you have reservations about letting it go because it's like you are attached to the reputation that it has given you. Yeah, it's like you're in some kind of managerial position for sure, but like you may also be feeling a little bit like annoyed with the people that you work with. Like it's almost like you maybe actually don't really like being in charge that much. Like just because maybe that is something that not really comes naturally to you, because it's almost like you have some social anxiety. It's like dealing with people all day long is draining you. Yeah, so with the Judgment card and the Two of Cups in reverse, yeah, I mean, ultimately, like this, what you are doing right now, as far as your financial situation goes and your career and whatnot, because I really think this is about what you do for a living. It's not emotionally satisfying for you. It's actually draining you emotionally and therefore draining you energetically. And it's keeping you away from being able to enjoy the abundance that you actually already have. Like the fact that you got this card manifest, it like you already know how to manifest the physical, like material things in your life. It's like you've already done that, but it's like you're not able to enjoy it. And the fact that you are not able to enjoy it, and that has been going on for so long, now it's like you feel like you're coming to a turning point. Like something needs to change. Something needs to change. Something needs to be let go. Whether that just be an attitude or the actual position that you're in. All right, let's take a look and see. Let's take a look and see what's going to be pushing things forward. Okay. So we have the Fool, the Moon card, and the Two of Wands. Okay. There may be your current, if you're in a relationship right now, that might be also weighing in on this situation. Um, the fact that you're having all this anxiety and feeling drained from your job may very well be weighing on your relationship. And I mean, they really want the best for you. Like, they see you as someone who, again, is already successful and kind of already has everything that they could want. And they want you to be able to enjoy those things, and they're kind of waiting there, waiting for you to kind of like see what you already have and appreciate what you already have, and so you guys can appreciate it together. Yeah. So in order to move forward, like open up this new chapter in your life, in order to feel more abundant in your life, you need to start having a little bit of faith. You need to start paying attention to your intuition more. You need to kind of like stop and smell the roses a little bit more, and kind of just slow down. And stop taking things so seriously. That's what I'm hearing here, is like it's almost like you take your job way too seriously. And you need to just kind of, I mean, either change your job or change your attitude about it. All right, let's see what else. All right, so where to put your energy? Oh, So, yeah, it kind of seems like there is something else in life that will make you feel like your life is more rich, and that is romantic love. So even if you aren't in a relationship right now, there are at least people around you in your life. If they're not like a significant other, a partner, a spouse, there are people in your life that are wishing that you could relax a little bit, balance out your emotions towards work and just trying to accumulate money, and so that is there. But you might be paying so much attention to your career and to work because you're using it as a distraction. It's distracting you from what you actually really want. And maybe it's because you think you can't have this. If you've had some heartbreak in the past. But what you need to remember here is that you do have the power to manifest. And manifesting romantic love is something that you are worthy of, and that you actually do have the power to do, because you know how to create things in your life. And I think you maybe just need to give yourself permission in order to bring that in and kind of shift the focus away from your job and from money, and start to focus more on feeling connected with others. Let's see what this says here. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. Yeah, a conscious lover. So that makes me think of like maybe you can find someone who, or attract someone who actually doesn't take finances so seriously, and lives with a little bit more freedom, lives with a little bit more faith that like everything is going to work out, and that the universe is going to provide you with everything that you need, without you having to follow some kind of program where like you think you're supposed to, work this many hours a week and make this much money per year, and only like take a week of vacation off, and save in your retirement. You have to have this much saved in order to retire. Just all of those ideas that are kind of like considered the standard of like what we're supposed to do. So that to me, that's what would mean like a conscious lover here. Okay, let's see, what else do you need to know? You got narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. Okay. Yeah, so becoming more mindful is something that you would really benefit from here. Like, I feel like if you're kind of in the everyday grind, you're working 50 hours a week, working 9 to 5, or I guess now it's like 8 to 6, and kind of like doing the same thing 5 or 6 days a week. You need to bring a little bit more consciousness to your everyday, into your everyday life, so that you can find what your true path really is. Because your true path isn't something that society has laid out for you, that, your boss or your superiors at work have laid out for you, what your family has laid out for you. This narrow pathway, this is the pathway that only you can walk. And only you can walk this pathway if you are aware, if you are awake, if you are paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to, your thoughts, how you feel internally, and how, the things that you're doing on a daily basis, what are the thoughts and emotions that are coming up with that? And is that how you think you're supposed to feel? Or is that what you think you're supposed to be thinking? Okay, yeah. So, final advice from spirit guides here. This is, these cards are from I think it's called the Yogic Path Oracle deck. And I don't know if you can see in this card, but it's basically like, it looks like Kali. And Kali has a lot to do with destruction and rebirth. Seeing beyond the physical realm and cutting yourself free from the attachments that bind you to the physical realm, because that's actually where the true abundance is outside the physical realm. It's not something that it's like you can get glimpses of it temporarily. And you can get that from, experiences that you have in your life, successes that you have financially or with work or anywhere else in your life. But all of those successes are only temporary, and they can actually lead to an addictive cycle that eventually does burn you out. So it's kind of like, it looks kind of gruesome here. Kali is a little bit, she's a little rough around the edges, but what she's trying to teach, see, there's like these necklaces of these severed heads, and it's like, this is overthinking. This is thinking too much. These are thoughts and belief systems that are based on a false reality. And so she is cutting off the heads of those. She is severing the mind from, so that you can experience the true reality, which is where abundance truly is. Okay, so I hope that reading was useful for you guys. I am not currently offering private readings. I will be in the near future, but be sure to follow, and subscribe if you feel inspired to do so. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys later. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this reading is for if you picked pile number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay. All right, so the first card shows the overall energy. Visualize. Okay. And then we're gonna look at the current situation. Where you want to be heading. What else? All right, what's holding you back? Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. What's going to push things forward? Okay. So with this first card here, visualize. So you might already have an idea in mind about what you want. It is beneficial to visualize what you want. You might be getting a little bit too overly attached to the outcome, however. But it's pretty clear that you do have you're very passionate. You have a really strong desire to create things, to make things happen, to it looks like you want to be able to share your wealth or your material prosperity with others. It seems like you're a very giving person, very generous. Okay. So these three cards show the current situation. You have the Seven of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Cups. So the Seven of Swords typically indicates that there's some kind of sneaky behavior going on. And the High Priestess, I think that is you. You are probably a highly spiritual person. Maybe you feel like you actually need to hide your spiritual side from other people. And there may be an individual that you are involved with right now. I don't know the astrological signs, but they may be a water sign. You may be hiding your spiritual side from this person. Okay, and now let's look at where you want to be heading. Okay, yeah, so this person, if they're a person of interest, you may be dating them, you just may be thinking about them, but I'm getting a sense that there might be a twin flame connection here. But you're kind of keeping all of that under wraps. And you're kind of wanting them to graduate to this status where they're fully owning their feelings towards you. And you're wanting to resolve some past heartbreak that has occurred with this person. And this person is probably the person that you want to be sharing some material abundance with, you know? Like, you may be visualizing yourself living together with this person, being married with this person, you know, enjoying like lavish vacations maybe with this person. These may be all of the things that you're kind of like fantasizing about. So I think you're spending a lot of time like fantasizing about future possibilities with this person here. Okay, so let's see what's holding you back. All right. So 5 of Wands, there is some conflict. The conflict may certainly be with this person. And it may have to do with unresolved issues relating to some heartbreak in the past. But it may also have to do with just other situations with home life, with finances. You may be in a work situation where you are competing with other people or finding it difficult to get along with your coworkers. And so it's kind of making you feel like you are maybe like financially at a standstill. Maybe you're like you've been waiting for a promotion or you're hoping for a promotion, but there's other people around you who also want that promotion, and so there's some tension in the workplace. Yeah, you're waiting for like an upgrade. You want to get an upgrade as far as like where you are right now. And it's like this card to me is saying that you want to share that upgrade with this person. That's why there's 2 hands here. And this kind of like wreath here is similar to the wreath that is in the 6 of Wands, which is oftentimes a marriage card. Yeah, it's almost like your aspirations might be so grand that they almost seem like unattainable. You may be thinking that you're being too idealistic, or it's like you're enjoying the process of fantasizing, but you're not sure that the things that you're dreaming about are things that you can actually have. And that's part of this, that kind of goes along with this sneaky behavior too. It's like you're seeing because you're a very spiritual person, you are seeing like this inner realm of possibility, but you're kind of like keeping it hidden only in that dream world. Okay, and let's see what you need to do in order to move forward. I feel like this wants to be like this. Okay. So yeah, you need to take action in terms of sharing the things that you want with others. You need to speak your truth about what it is you really want. And you might need to do this in a way that doesn't, because this goes for your workplace too, not just with this person over here, but with what you want regarding to, you know, your money situation and what you want coming from your career. Yeah, and it's like there may be some health issues that you're dealing with right now. You may actually need to take some time to rest and recuperate so you can kind of focus more, sharpen your focus on being able to manifest these things that you're imagining. So you may actually, it's like you, I'm hearing that you need to take action in a way that's balanced, in a way that feels like it's benefiting everyone and not just you. So taking action that isn't really coming from a place of ego, but is coming from, a place of balance, of feeling balanced. And in order to feel balanced, you need to take some time to heal. If you're in wintertime right now in the northern hemisphere, then wintertime is definitely a time where you want to increase the amount of sleep that you're getting. So I would say, at the absolute minimum, you should be getting 8 hours a night. Some people need more than that. Some people need like 9 hours or even 10 hours per night. And if you do actually have like a diagnosed health condition, then you might need more. Just focusing on self-care so that you can get to that balanced place, so you feel like grounded enough in order to move forward with the things that you want. Like, and that's why, that might be why the things that you're fantasizing about feel out of reach, because there might just be like an issue where you physically feel like you cannot make those things happen. And and maybe that's giving you an excuse to kind of like stay in the fantasy world and in the dream world, and just like, it's like you're taking a vacation when you go off and daydream about these things. You're taking a vacation from just not feeling well. But what I'm hearing is, what you need to realize is that if you focus on your physical, spiritual, and emotional health, then that will actually get you in a place where you can actually start taking action so you can manifest these things, because these are things that you can have and see here. The progression here is that, like, taking care of yourself will lead to this, will lead to you having like this, basically manifesting this Garden of Eden. All right, let's take a look at the next cards here. All right, so where you should be putting your energy. Yeah, so like the visualization, these what seem like fantasies to you actually might be more like downloads that you're receiving through your pineal gland. And but part of what is obstructing you from being able to manifest those things is thinking that they're just fantasies and they're nothing else. So healing your pineal gland is very much about like changing your perspective, changing your perception. So your pineal gland relates to all of your sense orifices, so your eyes, your ears, your taste, your smell, all of those things. Your speech even does relate to the third eye, because how you see the world is how you speak about the world. It says the frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. So it's okay for you to like have these dreams, but you also need to learn how to ground them. And the way that you need to ground them is by really just taking care of your physical health, and achieving balance that way. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, there certainly could be other aspects, but I'm really feeling that like physical health is an issue here. All right, let's see what else do you need to know. Yeah, navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. So yeah, it's like you do have divine guidance that is communicating with you here, and so continue allowing those messages to come through to you. Follow your bliss. So yeah, do things that make you feel good. Eat nourishing food, get exercise, but exercise in a way that makes you feel good. Just keep doing things in your life that make you feel good. And that will help bring you to better health, better physical health. And that will help to basically create the vessel that will be able to carry this higher vibration energy that is coming to you. All right, let's see your final advice from spirit guides. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like all of these cards are really confirming each other. This card is telling me that you might want to simplify your life a bit, just because the desert here is very like, there's really not much there. It's just you. This is about you. You need to focus on yourself. You need to focus on you. You're the most important character in this story. You are the main character. I'm just trying to find the book because I want to read about what this card is about from the book. I mean, you can see like he's meditating and he's like connecting with what looks like his crown chakra, which is very closely related to the third eye. So keep receiving those messages. Keep directing that energy downward into your physical body and heal your physical body so that you can manifest these things into your reality. Give me 1 second here. Pratyahara. There it is. Okay, Pratyahara. 8 stages of yoga, control of the senses. So yeah, again, what I was talking about with the third eye and your sense orifices. I'll read the upright one. So it says, recently you've let go of some distractions in your life and everything has upgraded since. You've realized that holding on to things, foods, stimulants, or people only keeps you anchored to the physical world. Truth lies in letting go of all that is not you. The daily coffee, piece of chocolate, social media addiction, or need to buy, those were once such a part of your identity, but have now diminished. This is the time to go deeper into Pratyahara and let go of any attachments, even those that are less obvious. Continue to meditate, which draws you immediately into Pratyahara and illuminates what it is you are holding on to. It is only from here that you can listen to the truth within and act accordingly. Yeah, so I would echo that by saying, like, letting go of these belief systems that you are kind of like stuck in the situation or the body that you are in. And maybe it was kind of like these addictive behaviors of like eating chocolate and coffee or whatever from the past that kind of got you into this less optimal state of health. And maybe those things were just distractions because you thought you couldn't have what your heart truly does desire. But as I said in the beginning of the reading, you are a very passionate person, and it's like you have the ability to dream up the most beautiful life. It doesn't really seem like, overall it doesn't really seem like physical abundance is your main concern here. I mean, if anything else, like your physical health is kind of the thing that might be the bigger concern. But it's so that you can have access to, being able to have someone who can own their heart and share their heart with you. Okay. All right. So I hope this reading was useful for you guys. I'm not yet doing private readings, but I will be offering those sometime in the near future. If you feel inspired to do so, I'd really appreciate it if you like, shared, and subscribed. And I hope you guys have a lovely 2020. Bye. Okay, this reading is for those of you who picked pile number 3. So let's get started. And let's check and see what is the overall energy here. Wellness. Okay. Yeah. All right. And let's see what you've got going on in your current situation. We've got the Six of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay. I'm getting the sense that you so far are a very playful person. Very childlike. You really like to have fun. But there's also an energy here where there's like a lack of responsibility almost. Not, yeah. Not really understanding how you affect other people. And it's not that you are trying to be hurtful towards anybody or malicious or anything like that. It's nothing like that at all. And you might just see yourself as having just like a very whimsical nature. But yeah, it's kind of like it might be making some of your relationships a little bit rocky. Like people aren't sure if they can really rely on you. So you might be seen as unreliable, which could potentially be making your work situation or your financial situation a little bit rocky. Like maybe people might have some reservations about giving you a raise or investing in you further in any sort of way. So that's what I'm picking up here. And let's see what are your goals here? What are your financial and material goals? Okay, so you actually want to be a leader. You might want to be some kind of speaker or like someone who is telling other people what to do. Someone that people go to for all the answers, kind of like the main authority in some kind of situation. You would really like to be seen as like the life of the party, or you might want to do some kind of job where like you are almost like an event organizer or someone who almost like throws parties. Maybe you want to like open up a nightclub. So I don't know. It sounds like you are like, again, it's like you're very lighthearted. You're a very adventurous person. It sounds like you want to kind of like get the most out of life. You want to have new experiences. It looks like you're not really afraid to take risks and really put yourself out there. Maybe you want to start your own business. Again, it's like maybe you want to be your own boss. So I mean, that's really cool. I think that everybody can have that to one degree or another in their life. Okay, so let's see what's holding you back. Okay. So Knight of Pentacles. So there might be, issues with money or like waiting for money to come in, but it's taking a really long time. Maybe you have some investments tied up that you aren't like getting access to or aren't being allowed to have access to. Um, and I mean, it could be because you think you're not supposed to spend that money, um, because of certain like beliefs that you've been raised to have about money, and like what, how money should be saved and how it should be spent or not spent. So it could be that. It could be that there's some figure in your life. It could be parents, some kind of parental figure in your life who is telling you not to spend your money on this new business or new financial situation that you want to create for yourself. They probably like are the complete opposite in terms of being liberal with investing. They probably really advise against doing anything risky at all, even if it's just like a little bit risky. So there's some kind of rigid influence around you that's basically preventing you from having access to money or preventing you from spending money, and investing it in something that you want to create. Okay, how things are going to be pushed forward. So we have the Page of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, okay. So so you can kind of see, like, it's interesting because the Ace of Swords looks a lot like it visually reminds me of the Queen of Swords. So someone who knows how to negotiate, how to go about things in a balanced way, and yet is very like decisive in how they do things. And it seems like maybe you've been very indecisive. You may have been thinking about, investing in some kind of venture for a really long time. I mean, this may be like a long-term idea that has just like been in the back of your mind or has been on the back burner or whatever. You might be interested in starting like a wellness business. Like maybe you're interested in like alternative health or holistic health, or maybe you want to like open up a gym. You could be interested in like getting into like supplements. Yeah, and yeah, that's the wellness card. It kind of, I mean, obviously you're a person who is just interested in wellness overall. That's why it's like I didn't even comment on that card, because I felt like it was very self-evident. You really enjoy like helping people reach like their highest potential, like bringing people together who share a common interest in like wellness and just being healthy and being happy and enjoying life. But yeah, it kind of seems like what's you need to learn to start communicating or learning how to initiate communication that will start to like get the ball rolling. And it seems like, you know, if you maybe if you're thinking like that you need to borrow money from someone, maybe you don't really feel confident in doing that. But you need to start somewhere. You need to start like taking the first steps so that you can get access to whatever finances you need in order to get things going. And this is really about taking baby steps, and it deals with, like, you know, like you might want to ask some family members about like helping you to start this business, or invest in whatever it is you're trying to create here. And it sounds like, you know, I do think that like you're going to find the inspiration to finally kind of like stand up and say, this is what I want. Like, this is actually what I want out of life. Like, this is what I want to do right now with my life. Like, I don't want to continue like sitting around and just like letting my life pass me by. Like, I actually have ideas about what I want to create and what I want to offer to the world. You may have been like having dreams or nightmares where you feel like you're like being chased or running out of time. And you're not out of time. You're not, I don't think you're anywhere near close to being out of time, but there's no time like the present. And so, you need to start looking for the words, you know, maybe because there is this sense that like, maybe there's just some difficulty with trust between you and the people that might be giving you access to finances. You know, maybe you need to make some apologies. Maybe you feel guilty about being irresponsible in the past and hurting some people's feelings, because you made them feel like you weren't taking them seriously, or you weren't considering their feelings. So that might be a part of what's going on here too. Okay. So let's take a look, see. And let's see where you need to start putting your energy. Authority. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really such a great thing to be someone who is kind of like fun-loving and carefree and wants to like have fun a lot. And that's a great thing to bring with you. But in order to get to this place where you want to basically like be your own boss or spearhead some kind of project, you need to start kind of like taking steps towards and embracing this idea of like becoming an authority figure. And stop letting, you know, you have to be your own authority. Like, you can't continue to operate based off of what other authority figures have told you in the past. Like, you're the adult now. You're not a child anymore. You're an adult. You're becoming an adult, or you've been an adult for quite a while, but haven't really, like I said, embraced that. It says the frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. Yeah, I mean, so it's like, you don't have to be an asshole in order to be a boss. this is like a false belief that a lot of people have, and it's like, you don't, like, if you want to start your own business, it doesn't mean that you have to stop having fun and become like this person or whoever these people were. Like, you don't have to, you can still have fun and enjoy life, and but you can also be powerful and make things happen. So be your own authority. All right. What else do you need to know? Wandering path. Yeah. So, I mean, basically with any adventure, you know, and that adventure being, you know, going into this business, or whether it's like starting a new career or whatever it is, it's not like you're going to go directly from point A to point B. Like I said, you're going to be taking steps, maybe awkwardly at first, in the direction that you want to go, and it's going to take a while to build this vision that you have here, this vision of creating this something around wellness. So have some patience along the way, and enjoy the learning process of how all this is going to unfold, because you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to grow a lot, and it's going to take you in a different direction. Like it says wandering path here, and it kind of sounds like maybe in the past in your life you felt like a little bit lost, like you don't really know, you didn't really have like a sense of direction or where you're going. But now it's like you are starting to you have a direction, like that is there, and it's about just starting to take the steps in the direction that you want to go, and having the patience and the persistence to like let the journey take you along. All right, let's look at one more card. Final advice from spirit guides. Ahimsa. So I'm gonna read from the book on this one somewhere. Here we are. This one is I believe this one is about non-harming. Let's double check. Yeah, so non-violence. Says you have been observant of how your thoughts affect your actions and how your actions reflect the quality of your life. Through actively changing your internal monologue, you are manifesting a heightened state of consciousness and a new paradigm. Continue to fine-tune your inner language to radiate compassion, joy, and peace. Even the most disciplined yogis still often look in the mirror and think negative thoughts about themselves, get frustrated when stuck in traffic, or speak words to a loved one that doesn't radiate pure love. These moments are your guru, reminding you of where you still need to grow. Overcoming your triggers facilitates growth. Each time you feel the voice of negativity come through, sing back to it words of ahimsa, compassion. You'll quickly find these words echoed back by all those you encounter. Yeah, so I kind of feel like it's possible that in your past you might have experienced some kind of abuse, and that might be why and it could be like physical or emotional abuse, but that might be why you have this you feel passionate about like creating something that offers wellness to people. And I think your desire to offer that is really, really beautiful. And in the process of creating something, a business or whatever it is, that does offer that to people, what I would say is along the way, to offer, like it says in the book, compassion to any negativity at all that does arise along this journey. And I mean, a lot of that negativity is going to be, rooted in these belief systems that you've been programmed with to think negatively about money, negatively about following your dreams, whatever it may be. And, most of the time that negativity just arises from within yourself, but you could also experience it, in your external dealings with other people. So whatever it is, realize that like what's carrying you forward is this this compassion that you have for humanity, and to make sure that you're reflecting that compassion onto yourself, because you can do it. You can get there. You can make this happen. And I'm really excited for you. Okay, so I hope that reading was useful for you. I'm currently not offering private readings, but I will be soon, hopefully, so stay tuned for that. If you feel inspired to do so, please like, share, subscribe, or comment below. And have a great day. Bye. All right. Hey guys, this reading is for those who picked pile number 4. So let's get started and see what's going on with your financial / material abundance situation for 2020. Okay, so the overall energy you have going on here is this card called Soul Writing. So you might be a writer. You might either, whether it's like creative writing, maybe you want to write a book, or maybe you do some kind of like freelance writing work. It sounds like you would like to bring some kind of material abundance into your life through writing in some kind of way. It could also be that spirit has been or is going to soon be starting to send you messages, send your soul messages. And so it actually might be, you might start to see kind of like synchronistic hidden messages and things that you read. So I would pay attention to, if you're like reading the newspaper, or if there's some kind of like subscription service that you read articles, that I would pay attention to ideas or inspiration or messages that feel like they are being sent directly to you, because they probably are. All right. So let's take a look at your current situation here. You have the Three of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so it looks like right now you're dealing with some heartbreak. You might have recently experienced some kind of a loss. And that loss actually might have led to some financial difficulties, or it's possible that something like your living situation changed, and so that made your financial situation change. If there was some kind of a breakup, maybe somebody had to move out, and so now you have to pay all of the rent at your apartment, that kind of a thing. For some of you, there may have been actually the loss of a loved one, and maybe you had to help pay for medical bills, or even funeral services, those kinds of things. So it looks like you might actually be in somewhat of a tight financial situation right now as a result of some kind of loss. Yeah. So let's take a look and see what your goals are. So you have the Four of Cups and the Death card. Yeah. So if someone did pass recently, then I'm getting a sense that you want to do something to help honor this person's passing. Maybe you felt like they taught you something, something about life, something about, just life in general. Offered you a lot of wisdom there, and it sounds like you want to create something that kind of honors their legacy and allows you to live those wisdom teachings and to pass them on to others. And maybe you want to do that through writing, some kind of written form. Four of Cups here. There may be some sort of collaboration that you want to be a part of. I feel like it's possible that if you have siblings, that siblings actually might be involved, or you want them to be involved somehow, or you want them to assist you. Or there just might be a group of people, friends or coworkers that you feel close to, or they feel like family that you want to collaborate with, or you want to feel supported by. All right, let's take a look at what is holding you back. All right, let's take a look here. So we have the Eight of Wands Pentacles. Yeah, I'm still getting like that there's some kind of communication issue. You might be wanting to communicate with the person who left. And again, this could have been like a partner who left. Or, I mean, again, it's like I feel like this, what looks like some kind of lizard, but it's in like a cloud form. It's like, it might be that, those dragon lizard things. I forget what they're called. But, yeah, I almost feel like it's like you might be trying to spiritually communicate with this person who has recently left you, which I think it's like you're looking for closure, some kind of closure, and it might take some time for you to feel like you still have like that line of communication open. But it is open. It is open. It's just it's about learning to communicate in a way that you might not be used to, or in a way that's new for you. So I feel like that's just something that you might have to give your attention to first before you start like following this new endeavor. Yeah. And it's like the hawk here is like another, what represents another symbol of communication. And it's like it looks like they're bringing like a string, or it could be like a piece of paper with some writing on it. And so you're like waiting to receive a message. It's like you're waiting to receive some kind of external guidance, whether it be from just like the spiritual realm in general, or from this person that you feel like is no longer with you. Yeah. All right, let's take a look and see what's going to push things forward. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Hanged Man, and the King of Cups. So even if you have to kind of put your focus into this right here, where it's like you focus on just like receiving messages from higher guidance, communicating with the spirit worlds, communicating with your ancestors, communicating with your own inner being. It looks like things are going to be moving forward and moving in the direction that you want things to be moving. Yeah, and it almost seems like the events that have transpired regarding this loss was maybe necessary in order for you to kind of like realize your destiny, or at least this next chapter in your life that's going to help to bring you more abundance. I feel like there is going to be some waiting. So I feel like you're not necessarily going to skyrocket to fame. um, but I also get the sense that that's not something that you really care about that much anyways. It seems more like that you really are looking for something that's going to make you feel emotionally satisfied, and something that also like expresses your emotions. Like it really sounds like you want to just be able to express yourself in some artistic kind of way. And again, like, I mean, it could be writing, but it could be something else. It could be you want to like create some kind of like craft, become some kind of artist. Could be like a musician, even. Maybe you want to do like songwriting. So, and it's like, I feel like your financial situation might not really move forward that quickly just because the Hanged Man is here. So that kind of indicates like waiting. But I feel like I feel like you're really actually going to be okay with that, because you're going to be working on something that's going to nourish you on a deeper level, more on an internal level. It's going to help to strengthen the connection that you have to yourself and to the people who are no longer with you. And even if it was like a relationship that ended, like, I feel like, again, it's like, I feel like this is a connection that made you feel like you learned a lot from this person, and you really want to like share those lessons with this project that you want to endeavor on. Can you endeavor on something? I don't know. All right, so let's see. Where should you be putting your energy right now? So we have the sacral chakra. It says the frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. The sacral chakra relates to our sexuality. It's definitely like, it reinforces our foundation. And this might be like belief systems that we hold about reality. And again, I feel like those belief systems that you currently hold are reinforced through like this wisdom that you gained through your relationship with this person who's no longer physically present. And so like, this is asking you to continue reinforcing that sense of that foundation of like inner wisdom, and let it flourish even further. Okay. What else do you need to know? You got desert passage. Trust there's a divine plan. Yeah, so again, because it seems like your financial situation isn't super thriving right now, it might feel like it might leave you with this sense that you're just kind of like, I don't really have much right now. You know, like, how am I going to move forward? How I'm going you know, like it's possible that just like being able to pay the bills, pay the rent, pay the mortgage, whatever is a concern for you right now. And because it seems like you did experience a loss recently, you might kind of feel like, man, like it feels like I have nothing right now. Like, what is going on? Why is this so hard? And but it's going to be okay. And it actually is okay. Like I said, I feel like the way that things have unfolded for a reason, to help lead you to sharing your gifts. That it seems like you have artistic gifts to share. And so this is kind of like allowing you to develop yourself more spiritually, so you can receive the inspiration that you need in order to create those things that you want to create. Okay, let's take a look at the last card here. So final advice from your spirit guides is Satya. And I'm going to read from the book on this one. Okay, truthfulness. Satya means truthfulness. You are moving toward your truth, peeling off all layers of inauthenticity that have been placed upon you by societal conditioning. Through this shedding, you are finally feeling truth's bare skin as you place your fingers upon your face, finally coming home to yourself. This truth, Satya, has been dormant inside you all along, waiting until your awakening. Through this process of understanding, unlearning, and evolving, you become a bodhi, an awakened person. Continue to step into this new paradigm of truth as you shed all false beliefs, narratives, and stories so you can emerge as your true self. Ask yourself, where and how can I show up more authentically in my life? What makes me feel like I'm living in my truth? Are my relationships in alignment with who I am at this moment? What masks am I still wearing to make me feel loved, secure, or significant? So yeah, speaking your truth, I think sometimes that heartbreak can lead you to feeling the truth that is within your heart, and it can be really painful, but the gift of that is that you get access to your heart, you get access to who you truly are, and then you have the opportunity to share that with others. Whereas, you know, if you never had that heartbreak, then you might not even know where your heart is. So I would definitely see this loss, as painful as it may have been, see the gift that is within it, and then share that gift with others. Okay, so I hope that was useful for you guys. I'm not currently offering private personal readings, but hopefully I will be offering that sometime in the near future. So in the meantime, if you guys feel called to do so, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below, and I would really, really appreciate that. And thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day. Bye, guys. Hey, this reading is for those of you who picked pile number 5, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this first card reflects your overall energy for this reading. So you got the Vesica Pisces. So it's definitely a great card to get for manifestation. Yeah. All right. And let's check out what your current situation is. All right. So we have the Four of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. I feel like someone watching this might be pregnant or might be wanting to get pregnant. You may have recently gotten married, or you might be planning on getting married next year. You might be worried about having enough money to pay for the wedding, or having to borrow money from a parent in order to pay for the wedding. Or maybe you have a parent who doesn't want to pay for the wedding for whatever reason. Okay. All right, so that's your current situation. So let's see what your goals are. So we have the Seven of Cups and the Five of Wands. I've been pulling the Five of Wands a lot lately. So it seems like you actually have a lot of options, but you feel like you don't. Or you want to have a lot of options. Yeah, it kind of seems like, I mean, and it's not like this is uncommon with weddings, but it seems like you and your spouse or your fiance or your partner are kind of feeling like you're under some pressure right now, trying to please others, or wishing that you didn't have to feel like you had to please other people, or just feel like other people are coming between you and, you know, what you're trying to build here. Which, I mean, I'm really getting the impression that somebody's pregnant here. And it might be, if there is someone who's pregnant here, it might be taking a toll on them physically, this stress that you're experiencing. So it sounds like you really want to get yourself out of that situation of feeling stressful, and I totally understand why you would want that. Yeah, and it definitely does have to do with, like, money is definitely a factor here. Okay, so let's take a look and see what energies are currently blocking you from moving forward. So we have the Nine of Cups and the Two of Wands. Okay. I'm getting a sense that there's someone in the situation who is being a little bit selfish. They're not really thinking about what your needs are. They're kind of like, it's not even that they're like ignoring. It's kind of like it seems like they're kind of playing dumb. And it's making you feel, it's causing some frustration in the situation for sure. Yeah, it's possible that there is someone else in the situation who is getting more attention than you are, or more attention than you feel like you should be getting. And maybe that's because there are certain family members involved here who like don't agree with your marriage or with your union, and maybe they disagree with like your lifestyle, or maybe there's just like a lot of differences regarding just like worldview, values, those kinds of things. And so like it's almost like there's this lack of understanding between you and the people that you actually need help and support from, and like would like to get help and support from, because you feel like you guys are so different from each other, or because you are so different from each other. All right. So let's see what is needed in order to move things forward. Yeah. So we have the Two of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Three of Wands. So it looks like there needs to be some kind of reconciliation here. Maybe you haven't been as honest or open as you need to be in order to communicate your needs or your desires to these people that you want to feel supported by. It's possible that maybe there could have been a situation in the past where there was some kind of a betrayal, or just something happens that made you feel like you could no longer really trust them, and so you have reservations about reaching out to them because maybe this past situation just left you feeling like they just really don't care about you, or they don't care about you enough to want to be able to help you in your time of need. It might be easier to communicate to these people by writing a letter, writing an email, just communicating in writing somehow. it might get their attention more than just like talking to them over the phone, or actually vice versa. Like if you usually just write to them and that's your main way of communicating with them, then you might want to instead actually like give them a call or FaceTime them, just so that like just to get out of the old habits of communication, so that you guys are like communicating in a way that's kind of like fresh and new, and it just might help get their attention more. Okay, let's see where you should be focusing your energy here. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like, I mean, it's exciting. I do think someone here is pregnant or wants to become pregnant, wants to start a family, but is worried about like financial security also. And so, I mean, that's what it sounds like you're trying to manifest for 2020. And yeah, that's what I'm getting here. So you need to be putting your energy into your throat chakra. It says the frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. So there may be something that you need to get off your chest. There may be, you might need to bring up some negative emotions or express some negative emotions that you have felt or continue to feel around a situation from the past where you felt like you were betrayed in some way. And it's important to process and express and release those emotions, especially if you are planning on getting pregnant or if you currently are pregnant, because whatever unresolved emotions that are not released by you opening up and communicating are essentially going to be passed on with the karma of the child. And so if you want to avoid doing that, and kind of like, I mean, all of us are born with a certain amount of karma anyways, so it's like even if this is something that you feel like you aren't ready to start opening up about, it's not like children do come into this world, souls come into human bodies because part of their mission is to help transform and transmute karma on planet Earth here. So it's not necessarily that you would be doing the child a disservice by essentially passing the buck onto them, but understand that like you do have the choice of relieving them of that burden by taking responsibility for it yourself. So that's just something to think about. All right. What else do you need to know regarding this connection? This energy. So great adventure. Take a risk, venture forward. Yeah, so I think that's a good attitude to have regarding the situation. Like sometimes people can kind of like take themselves too seriously when it comes to communicating about like old situations, old wounds, those kinds of things. And a lot of the time I think that we believe that if we open up about how we feel, then that can lead to some kind of negative consequence. But look at it as like an adventure. Like, you're actually, by opening yourself up, you're actually venturing out into the unknown. You're letting the other person, you're going into the unknown that is you, and you're allowing the people around you to travel with you on that adventure. And I mean, yeah, take a risk, venture forward. Their great risk can also entail great reward. And I mean, the biggest reward that you might be able to get is just the fact that you finally can open up to whoever without having the fear of negative consequences. All right, let's see final advice from your spirit guides. Pitta, which I believe is the fire element. I'm going to read from the book on this one. 33. Yeah, Pitta, the fiery dosha, powerful, strong-willed, and feisty. Fire and water are the two most powerful elements that can create and destroy anything. Together, they create Pitta, which is empowering you today. You are in a determined place in your life. You know what you want, and a fire has been set under your seat to achieve it. Yeah. You are setting goals for yourself and focused on the task at hand. Perhaps this is the time to emerge as a leader and teach others your strength and wisdom. You are transforming the world with your actions. Just don't lose connection with the water within you, and remember to play. Yeah, so that the interaction between fire and water, which you can see in this card with like the blue color and the kind of like orangey fiery color here, is part of the alchemical process. So you would not be able to get pregnant or become pregnant without the interaction of these two elements. And certainly, like, women who are on the journey to become pregnant or are currently pregnant, a lot of them, one thing that you can notice is that they become a lot fiery. And so you can actually use that to your advantage here. One of the things that happens when you're pregnant is that they're actually, like, by a certain stage of the pregnancy, there's actually two hearts within your body. And so that's where that extra fieriness comes from. It's actually coming from your child. And so keep in mind that when it comes to resolving and reconciling with the energies and the people that you need to support you in this upcoming year, that it's not just you that's going to provide the energy in order to create this situation of reconciliation and give you the courage to open up and to speak about to speak the things that you need to speak your truth. So it's not just going to be you speaking, but it's going to be baby. It's going to be this baby. So I hope this reading was useful for you. I'm not currently offering personal readings, but hopefully I will be soon. So stay tuned for that information. If you guys feel called to, please like, share, and subscribe and comment below. I would really, really appreciate that. And thanks so much for watching. All right, bye.